So I have this samples folder, which I can download samples from YouTube and then use those inside of songs. Now, I recently learned about a tool called Spleeter. Bring a browser window over here. And Spleeter can split that song into vocals and bass and drums and other stuff. So 2 or 4 or 5 stems. Now I set up a script. Show this over. Whoops. I set up a split script where it uses Spleeter to just, this is the passed in file name, and that's the output file name. And then that's pretty much, or what I want to do now is to combine them to these two scripts into a sample and split. So sample is the script where it downloads a YouTube video and gets the, where to go? It's this one. But the problem here is when I call sample, I'll just give an example of it. YouTube, some random song, I guess. All right, so if I invoke my terminal over, if I invoke sample here, you'll see that it downloads the video and then strips out. I should have checked how big this was before I did this. Hopefully it's not some huge, 3 minutes, shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, the issue here is that once this is done, it doesn't output the file name. And I need to feed the file name into my split script. So let's see. So you see it opens this folder and it has this file name, but in the terminal, I don't have that file name to work with. And it's also not the most, sometimes it's not the most recently modified file, but it's always the most recently added file. So what I need to try and do is find a way to access the most recently added file. And I found in the terminal there's a stat command where you can pass in stat, and then this will pull out the birth of the file and tell you when it was born. So that was just that's the wrong file, but stat f, we'll just delete that. And then this file is some random, so some random song. You can see that's today, a few minutes ago. But the thing I'm not comfortable in Bash is like listing every file, then applying this function to all of them, and then sorting them based on the timestamp, and then getting the last one from that list. Like that's something I honestly don't know how to do in Bash, or I assume you can. I just don't know. So I figured that I would do that in Node, and that's something that anyone watching this could learn from. So at least I'm pretty sure I can do it. I'm just going to create a folder called latest added, and then npm init in here. Howdy. So inside of here, I'm going to open code, And that's this project here. Create a index.js. Whoops, got to be able to type. And then the things we have to do to use this as a command, I need to point to my index.js as a bin. There's this bin reference. So when I npm install this globally, it'll point to this. So say, for example, I were to just npmi globally the current directory right now. You can see it grabs latest added. So that's going to come from here. And now if I type latest, well, I need to add something to that script actually. Console log, hello. Then come over here. I type latest added. You'll see it tries to run this, but we actually, yeah. Yep. I like to sometimes write these things by myself. Good learning experience. So there's a line here. I always forget the syntax of it, so I just pull up another project that uses it. It's the hash bang line, which looks like this. So it just kind of sets the environment, tells it to run in Node. So if I save that and then jump back over to my terminal, now when I run latest added, it'll print out hello. So that means I can now use this inside of, because Node is defined inside of my is part of my environment, my ZSHRC, it can invoke these scripts. And this is installed globally, so it'll find it, meaning that I can use this to do things like list files. So I'll go ahead and grab the file system, and I'll need to Google a lot of these things since I don't use these often enough. Sure do. So I'm going to read the current directory, and I'm pretty sure this returns an array of files. So let's try that out first. Now I'm going to, I think that just works, but if I go in here, latest added, callback must be a function. Oh yeah, this isn't promise based. And this is Node, so I think it's error in files. All right, try that out. All right, so that gave us all of the files. So now we need to hope that there is a Node package or some sort of thing that gives us the birth date of a file. And I believe I already found node read file creation date. Yep. I can understand that frustration. So let's see. Created date stat sync. So let's try that. FS stat sync. Never used stat sync before. All right, have a nice day. Files. For each file. Let's try, well, is that callback based? No, it's sync. There's a read dir sync. There's a read dir sync. I'm just gonna do that. do and then files just for right now for each file. And then we can fs stat sync on the file. So does this give me the stats? And let's try this out. Latest added. Okay, we do have birth time. So if we go into here, say birth time, was that? Yeah, all lowercase. Sweet. And so let's map these. File stats. And map file. And we'll return. I might need the file name. I'm not sure if that gave me the file name back. Console log, file stats 0. Do you have the file name? Okay, so let's return the file name 2. So file name and birth time are the two things we need. So we need to return, this is birth time, that, I guess we're just can pull that off of there. And then return an object with file, birth time on it. All right, and now file stats 0 should be something closer to sweet. And now we just have to sort these by birth time. If I can remember how to write a comparator function. File stats sort. There's A and B. And I think I just like that. What's the default? How does this work again? If A is greater than B, return 1. If, whoops. B is greater than A, return -1. By default, return 0, I think. Sorted file stats. Sorted. Alrighty. We'll try that out, see how that works. So 220405. I might need to install a date library to sort by date. Because these are strings. I don't know if that's going to pick it up correctly. Alrighty. Date function sort. Compare two dates from turn 1. -1. Oh, that's actually, now that I think about it, let's close this. If A, these are birth times we're checking. Actually, let's do one of these. We sorted 0501, 05, 0510. Yeah, this looks fine. Let's do it this way. So the first one is the one we need. Alrighty. Perfect. I believe that got the right one. That is the most recent added file. So I just want to console log that file because all I need is a file name, and then I can pass that into my splitter. So let's go ahead and update. In here, we'll try and sample and split. So we'll sample, and then we'll set a value to file name is, I think it's just latest added. Will that run? Can't remember if I can include a dash or not. I believe I can. Where's the assignment? Let me try this first. Echo file name. I forget the most basic things in bash scripts. Update our source there, and then we can sample and split. It's just assigned a file name. Do we have to do the syntax to evaluate it or let it run? Source, sample and split, echo file name. Oh, whoops. Source, sample and split, some random song. Yep, okay. Now I'm just curious if I have to do this or not. Source, sample and split, latest added. Yeah, I do have to do that. Okay, so after I sample, then I can split the file name. Oops. And I believe I only have one parameter. The input is that, and the output is a folder named that. Then I want to open that folder. So now if I find a song on YouTube, try this. Go back here. I'll say sample. Well, let's update our source. Sample and split. No video formats found. Okay, let's find a different video. It does have to be a song. Let's do. Oh, is that doing something? Oh, I didn't think it downloaded anything. Oh, it's okay, good. Well, it took the latest song and splitted that. Interesting that it nested the folders like that, though. That's not what I want. Wonder if that's required. We'll live dangerously and just guess that it isn't. and source that, and we'll try MIB Giants Minimum Wage, one of the shorter songs that I know of. All right, so sample and split. It's downloading it, created it. And then did some random song again. Let's see. So latest added is the directory of some random song. So birth date isn't what we're going for. Samples, minimum wage, date added today, 1/33. Huh. Let's, I thought I had that. Let's see where minimum wage shows up. So latest added. Well, that printed out a lot of them. 26, 526. Now why isn't minimum wage in there? Interesting. Let's do filter whoops. Filter and then file includes. Is that the string one? I always forget that too. Where's Chrome? Hello includes. True, it is includes. So file includes min. Well, what's the file name? Minimum uppercase. Min file includes. Alrighty. And back to iTerm. Latest added. Minimum wage. Birth time 2019. So birth time isn't the right thing. Interesting. Now, what were the other stats? Let's see. I think I can do this and just grab the rest of them. That's probably the smartest thing I've done all day, if that works. C time, A time. I don't know what A time and C time are. But those are the ones I need. So C time is probably created date, right? fs stat sync C time. C time. Timestamp including the last time the file status was changed. Birth time, A time. Stats.A time. Last time this file was accessed. I guess changed works. Maybe. We are creating a script to find the most recently accessed and created file, so that after I run one script that creates a file, I can run this, find it, and then pass it to something else. So I want to go to all of these C time, and okay, this should give me minimum wage if I do this. Okay. So back in code, I just want the file name, and now we have minimum wage. All right, so let's try that again, where I delete this and I run okay, that's still focused. So this script, sample and split, should download it. And it should pass, there's minimum wage. And it's creating the wave file for it. And now splitter created minimum wage. Let's see. T separated audio. Okay. I guess I didn't give it a proper output directory. I think it worked though. It's just that when I changed this, let's remove that for now. And try it one more time. So sample and split. Is that right? Yep, that's still in focus. Okay. Okay, so downloaded that. And we'll wait for split to kick in. All right. So I don't know why I created two directories though. Let's see. I don't know if you'll hear this. Yeah, that's not routed through loopback. Let's do Chrome and all right, now we can play this again. Oh, I guess that's not Chrome that's playing that. What app would, is that Finder? Yeah, we'll try Finder. Let's see. Oops.
Minimum wage!
There we go. Is there even a bass track? All right. So that's working. I just need to figure out why that split command created 2 directories. I thought the output was just the file name. I'll try output test and do the same thing. And remove minimum wage. Whoops. And I guess I could have just spleeted it again. But I want to see the whole thing work. Okay, downloaded. Now it should drop all the files in a folder named test. Okay, so it did test and then a folder. Okay, so we're just going to say current directory then. Output to the current directory. And we'll check that. So source and split minimum wage dot wave. Oh, I think I already have a directory named that. There we go. Perfect. All right, that's exactly what I wanted to get done. So now I have sample and split, which can download and split files in a single command.